Welcome back, Bulletproof Ballers. Absolutely rolling again. Khadim has just hit 100,000 followers on Instagram. How's that feel, Khadim?
It feels special for sure. It feels special. It's obviously it's a huge number if you think about it. 100,000 people that actually decided actively had a reason to click that follow button to continue to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm beyond grateful for that. Right, this is really shows me okay. I need to keep sharing what I'm sharing. There's something that resonates with people here, and
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, and the mad thing that I thought was when you said, like, what if they just tell, like, three other people or two other people, like, our three accounts on Instagram have, like, 175,000 followers together. Imagine if all of them, like, told, like, three of their mates, or, like, they talked about it in their group, and then some people just don't follow, right?
Yeah,
That's then, like, 600,000 people. But then, obviously, we still get, like, millions of views a month as well. So it's crazy what is going on here with making ballers bulletproof again.
yeah.
So, yeah, today we're going to do Khadim's story. We're going to ask him some questions, see what gems he has for us, what he actually went through, see if you guys can learn some lessons from that. So you want to just get straight into that, or do you have anything to say?
Nah, let's get into it. I'm excited. Yeah, let's go.
Cool. So first place I want to go, obviously, is our mission now is to make ballers bulletproof again, right? And you've now hit 100K on your personal account. The thing that we talk about the most is the injuries that are just going crazy, right? Whether it be ankle, we've mainly focused on knees, but hips, all this kind of stuff. Like, footballers are messed up nowadays. Like, people are, like, 20% of footballers are retiring because of knee pain. So I would like to know what your actual story is with growing up, playing football, having these injuries, and yeah, we'll see where we can go.
Yeah. So obviously, I always play football. Like since I was a little kid, I always play football. I was enjoying it. I was running around chasing the balls, and I was to be honest, I was always one of the fastest in school, like in primary school, and then just playing football as well. Actually, I think I started off as a striker, like at the youngest age. Then, if you know now, reverted back to as a right back, but started off there and had a lot of fun with football. Obviously, like I played it almost every single day with friends until like around 13 years old, 14. When you start growing, I had Oscar Schlatters. Okay, and from there, my knee never really stopped causing me issues. Right, it was really a time where I still play football throughout. Right, I still play football. I never had like this major knee injury where I had to sit out for, let's say, an entire year. Okay, but I continued to have this pain in my knees, and I couldn't figure out why. I went to multiple doctors again over and over, and all they really told me was, "Yeah, rest in ice, rest in ice," and like, oh yeah, it's just a growing pain, right? As well, that was another thing,
Yeah,
and
well, that's what I would like to know. Like, where do you think that came from? Do you think it was overused? Do you think it was growing? Do you think, like, where did the Oscar slides come from?
yeah, that could be the volume of football. Like when you start to grow the volume of football. I have Bolex as well. I don't know if that has anything to do with it as well, or like you're putting more stress on one part of the knee. But it was really once this pain comes up, and then the pain obviously is a sign. Okay, it's a sign of your body, and you continue to play through it. It's not gonna get better, right? Especially with Oscar Schlatters, that is often directly linked to people then developing patella tendonitis, right?
Yeah.
And then over time, patella tendinopathy, it becomes chronic, it starts to degenerate. So for me, the biggest issue really was, okay, this pain comes up, and it's not the end of the world, right? A lot of people have Oscar Schlatters, and then 1 year later they're fine again. Okay, it's just like a period. But for me, that chronic patella tendon issue that started to develop from there, that was the biggest issue, right? Because that's something with the tendons where I see so many people nowadays just trying to play through it and being like, okay, after training I have to ice like crazy because it hurts like crazy. That was me, right? Or like applying pain reducing cream before the games to try and make it feel better.
What age did that start?
Around 14 years old, right?
14
Like,
years.
yeah, yeah.
And what kind of effect did that have on your life?
Man, it wasn't fun, right? Like, obviously, but in terms of being able to play football, it really hit me much more when it kept on going. Okay, like initially, especially as a kid, you just listen to what doctors tell you, or what your parents tell you as well. Like, yeah, I know it will go away, right? So you have that belief, you have that hope still, right? Which is exactly what we want to instill in people. But over the years, like, I kept on facing these issues. Like, I would literally fall onto my knee in a game, and my knee would freaking swell up like crazy, and I couldn't play the next week. Obviously, I was just icing. I was not using the natural healing process, and over the years, it really started to affect me more, because then I had other injuries that started coming up as well. Right? I had ankle sprains, I had muscle injuries, um, and it really got to a point, where I had to stop playing, because that's where it got the worst, and that's where I realized, man, if I want to continue to enjoy the sport that I love, like every sprint I was trying to take, my knee felt like it was going to blow out. Right? It was really not fun, and that's where I stopped.
And
Right?
yeah, what was that decision making process like? Because we obviously, it depends if you're going pro and this and that, but we talk to a lot of people that just play through that. Like their knee feels like it's going to explode, and all they do is they ice it and they take painkillers, and then they hope it like goes away, or they just like deal with it, right? But they
Yeah.
still try and play.
Yeah.
What was that decision process like? Of like, no, I'm actually going to step away from this rather
Very
than.
good question. Yeah, that had to do with a lot of things that happened at that time in my life, because obviously, I got out of like high school. I had kind of life before me. I went through, like, in Switzerland, military is obligatory, so I went through that like for half a year, and after that, I was really trying to enjoy football again. Right? I said to myself, look, I really want to see where I can go with football. So then I go back to football. First session back, I injure my right quad. Right?
Yeah.
I go home, like, I'm freaking sad. First session back. Second session, like, do not proper rehab for sure, and then I come back. Second time, other side gets injured. I go home crying, like it. And you have to imagine, like, I was away from the sport I love for so long, like for quite a bit,
How long?
because of the military. The military was 4 months. I could sometimes play games throughout, but it was way longer than I've ever stayed away from the game I love. I never stayed away for more than, let's say, 1 month, when I had to, like, rehab my knee again, or like rest, or whatever.
You just want to get back straight away.
Yeah, that's how I was. Like, literally, I was like, I would injure my ankle, like tape it up like crazy, and try and play again, so I don't have pain. And with the quad injuries, the exact same thing happened. I used this tape for a whole half of a season. Right? The insanely strong tape that obviously had an impact on how my quad actually works. Right, my body then shuts off. Oh yeah, okay, this guy is, there is all this stability, this fake stability, this fake strength. This really obviously didn't help my knee either. Right, so I go back and forth. Eventually, I do go back to playing. I did some physio there eventually for my quads, but all we focus on was really force production, right? So you can imagine, I played a couple games and my knee started to come up again.
What did that look like when you say all we focus on was force production?
We would do like leg extensions, which I think was good for the quad, right? Definitely.
Definitely isolates it.
Absolutely. And that felt good as well, right? But it's like, feeling good doesn't mean your joint is actually strong, which was my biggest issue.
Yeah, and when you're talking about like wanting to get back to football, you then have like kicking is kind of a leg extension, but it's like impulse. And then you have like the length of the quad really makes a big difference as well. So yeah, like leg extension is really good, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of other things missing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did like accelerations. We did some good stuff as well, right? But it was really just strengthening up my quads. That's basically it, right. That's it. Like, no hamstrings, right? No deceleration. And I got back to playing football, without the quad issues at that point, but my knee came up pretty quickly. Okay. Like I had maybe 1 or 2 games where I felt like really good, happy to be back, and then it hits you again. Like it's exactly at that point where you have that, oh yeah, I can play again. And it hits you again. And you're like, damn, what do I do? Like, what am I doing wrong? Why does this keep coming up? Like, it's been like years, right? 6, 7 years. And at that point, I really wanted to like literally see where I can go. Like I was hungry to push, and my knee held me back. And I realized, okay, cool. Like I need to figure out what's going wrong here. Like to this point there, like I haven't had a single like clear answer on what is actually going on, like what's actually wrong. And then I decide to like change, my doctors to a actually specified sports doctor in the hope that he can give me some more clarity. That was in summer 2023, right?
Yeah.
I go to that guy and, I step in, I'm like really hopeful, okay, like this is going to be the answer, right? I can already tell you when I stepped out, all I knew was, okay, do more calf raises and get insoles. Like, that is ridiculous, right? Like,
What was that supposed to solve?
Huh?
What was that supposed to solve?
He said my feet were, collapsing in, and the calf raises, would support my knee.
Okay.
Crazy, right? And this guy, like, is known for being a good sports
insoles.
Yeah, crazy. So we looked at an MRI that I did like a year previously when my knee swelled up like crazy, and I felt like, okay, I've done some serious damage there, right?
Yeah.
It felt really bad, and it happened multiple times before, so I ended up getting an MRI. It wasn't much more than like, the bruising. People weren't sure. They weren't sure if there is actually a meniscus there, so that didn't really help either. It's do you have a meniscus there? Do you know? I know it's not easy to diagnose sometimes, right? But me personally, it didn't help me, right? And then I went to this doctor. He said the same. Like, yeah, it could be something on the meniscus, but just do some calf raises and get insoles. And we're not going to refer you to a physio, and we're not going to do another MRI because this was a year later after the first MRI. Right?
He's not going to refer you to a physio.
No, and he wasn't going to do it. I asked him for an MRI. Okay, cool. For some more clarity, he said, nah, like if nothing crazy happened since last year, then you should be fine. So yeah, at this point, even when I told him like, oh, I want to really see my full potential, he had this smile, like not take me seriously, right? And at that point, I already knew, cool. That's when I made the decision. Okay, like I'm not going to depend on these guys anymore, right? There might be 100%, there is good ones out there. I wasn't lucky enough to really find someone that could help me out. So then I started looking for other solutions. Okay, yes. I had to look for other solutions.
We'll get onto those other solutions, and we'll talk about a bit of them, Patrick, in a sec. Yeah. But what I thought was a really, really good point that you said was, and I see it over and over, and it kind of happened with me as well, is that small injuries happen, and then they're not like treated properly, that you don't build the adequate strength, you don't do everything you need to, and that leads to something else somewhere else, and that leads to something else somewhere else. And you think, okay, no, this is fine, this is just a month, and I'll be back playing football, and you try to rush back to football. But then it ends up, like, you don't realize how quick the time is going, but you end up being in and out of football for, like you say, like 4, 5, 6 years, because you're going back, you're getting this injury, you're going back, you're getting this injury, you're going back, you're getting this injury, and it's just like, because the entire body is in balance, you're picking up things over and over again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess for someone that is experiencing that, like, what would you have done different if you were to go back to yourself at that age and like,
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. Like, but the most simplest stuff is really listening to your body and not ignoring the signs. Right, that's the simplest advice, because it can really just start with an ankle sprain, right? It's a simple ankle sprain. You go and look at a lot of professional footballers that now are struggling with tons of injuries. The first injury they had was an ankle sprain, right? And from there, imbalances, compensations, your body's not working as a whole anymore. Sorry?
Lack of ankle mobility, then you can't
Absolutely.
get over toe, and then your patella
Exactly.
tendon starts to hurt, and then your Achilles tendon starts to hurt, and then
Absolutely.
everything starts to hurt, and then
Yeah.
you're just out screwed.
Yeah. And it's the avoidance, right? That was my biggest enemy, the avoidance, right? Because
Yeah,
I tried to listen to my body by avoiding, getting into positions that would hurt my knee. So you can imagine someone with patella tendon issues,
yeah,
right, chronic ones, is not going to try and push their knees over the toe because it puts more pressure on their knee. And if they don't do it in a safe way, it could flare up their knee or it feels worse, right? And you're told, oh no, knees over toe is bad. Don't do it, right? Like it's dangerous. And then deep knee bends, man. There's no way I was getting into a deep knee bend with my right knee. Like always with my left. I wouldn't jump off my right knee. So it was the avoidance constantly that kept having my knee get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. You would strengthen. Like I got more muscle as I aged. I started trying a little bit of strength training, got a little bit more muscle. But that doesn't help long term. It might make you feel better for a little while, but
yeah.
if the internals of the knee are not strong and you've avoided them for so long, it's tough.
Yeah, like that was kind of my experience as well. Of like, it's a lack of awareness of what actually to do, because the reason that I spent 5 years in pain, and it sounds like the reason that you spent so long in pain, is trying to get back when I wasn't ready over and over again. And I didn't have any guidance on that. Like when I went into the physio, it was like, okay, you're back, like like walking about, you're chilling, you can live your life. But I wanted to play football,
Yeah.
right? And at that age, you don't really know any different. And like people kind of had this view of kids of like, oh no, they're invincible, like it will just get better, like it's fine, right? But no, not if it's not addressed. Like it can actually get worse and worse and worse, and that's what you experienced, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you loved football so much, and it's your identity. And I speak to kids all the time like this. I spoke to one the other day. Where he's like 16. He's like he had like a full ACL tear, and he was like he went to his doctor and stuff, and his doctor was like, yeah, like MRI says full ACL tear, but like it doesn't feel like it is. It doesn't seem like it is. So if you can go back and play football, and then if anything happens, I'll do surgery. And it's like, what? Like, then he was talking to me, and I was like, look, I can't give you medical advice. The advice that I would have wanted to hear is take a freaking year out, right?
Yeah.
Like this strength, like you're 16, like I understand that it feels like if you take a year out, that's like, oh no, there's no way. But if you take a year out and then you can play for 16 years after, right, we're chilling, right? And you're going to come back, you're going to be stronger, you're going to be faster, you can do if you prepare properly. But he was like, no, I want to try and get back. My season starts in late August, so I want to try and get back in a month and a half. And it's like, you got an ACL tear. Like, what are we saying? So then if he now tries to go back at the end of September and then does something else, because he said he's tried to go back like 5 times since he done it in March. He's tried to go back 5 times and it keeps like giving out and this and that. And I'm like, look, that's telling you something. Like, please just like figure something out. Find a physio, like strength training, like do something, please. Right?
Yeah. And the thing is, you really got to be doing the right stuff. Like if you're taking that year out and you're not doing the right stuff, then it's really tough to actually make a difference, right? Like we've recently had a pro come in. He's taken a year out, right? He's playing at the highest level, right? Taken a year out, done half a year of a certain program, didn't help him with his specific issue, right? Not saying this specific program is bad, but it all like you need to find what works for you, right? Like, and if it doesn't, then yeah, you're screwed. Like the 6 months you put in there, cool. It is another experience, and we're also not going to tell you rehab is just linear, right? Like it is an up and down. It is a finding out. Is it trial and error? But you got to be doing the right stuff.
Yeah, and it's a pretty basic thing of like if you're trying to sort out your knee and you're not doing like using your knees full range of motion and you're not training knee flexion, like the 2 functions of the knee, like it's pretty obvious your knee's not going to get better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still like the deep knee bend, man. Like what are we saying? The deep knee bend, like this is one of the biggest things that I was missing as well, right? Like I know my left knee, never had any issues. Right? I kept using it like a normal knee, but my right knee, I didn't use it like a normal knee. I avoided it. I avoided so many like normal functions that naturally preserve the knee. Our bodies weren't designed to deteriorate, especially at this age. Like our bodies were designed to build up. If an injury happens, you do the right thing. Cool, you come back strong.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like the football is a natural experience, right? Which is like the kind of leeway of like these injuries may not happen in real life. They may like here and there, but like football is a lot of force on certain areas which we're not used to, right? So we need to prepare for that.
Yeah.
So this go on to when stuff started to change, right? So you had osteoarthritis, then you now got developed tendon issues, you had quad stuff, all this kind of stuff, ankle, whatever. You then went to the physio, the doctors, and he was like, nah, no physio for you. Like, we're not doing MRI, go sort it out. Like, you'll be right, just wear some insoles, chill out. What happened then?
Yeah, what happened then, man? Like, honestly, I remember when I still was in the military, like towards the end of it, I discovered Ben Patrick on YouTube. Right, I watched one of his videos. I think it was about the IT band, and it's like I would never like screenshot someone's YouTube channel or save it or whatever. I screenshotted his YouTube channel so that I won't lose it, right? Yeah. And that I could go back to this after the military to sort out my body, right?
Yeah.
And I started doing some sort of ATG already early 2023, like 1 month. And it was really good. It showed me a lot of weaknesses that I had. And I'm like, oh, okay, crazy. But then I didn't really stick with it, right? It was that period of time where I was just want to get back to football, and I re-injured myself and all that. I had these different things going on, was really lost in space, really. But then I got back to that, okay? I knew there was something called ATG for coaches, okay? The certification program that Ben Patrick has. And I knew also that I didn't just want to, continue, because with the football thing, right? That was the whole goal with this, was to really see where I can go. Like, my dream was always to go pro. Okay. So, and I haven't really pursued that at all. Right. Unfortunately, when I was younger. So that was the goal. But for that, huh?
Still young.
Yeah. Man, my prime is going to be at 30. I keep saying it. So all good. All good.
Men peak at 30.
Absolutely. And so I had to find something that would allow me to keep, doing this. I was getting older, like life starts to happen. People tell you need to study, you need to, make something happen. And this learning about my body and sports and injury prevention, that was something I was interested in anyways at that point, because I knew, okay, I need to figure something out. So I instantly joined that program, okay, the ATG for coaches, and started to learn from what Ben has built there, right? Like, and Keegan as well. Like, those are the two people that had the most influence in terms of training. Like, okay, given me hope. Okay, you can do this, you can do that. And the reason I think I opted for that is because it was so simple. Right? Ben was, I would say, way worse off than I was, right? And was able to get back to doing what he loves, right? Playing basketball. And so I saw that as an inspiration. Okay, like, if he can do it, let me try and figure this out by myself as well, because so many people had that experience, trying this physio, trying that, and it doesn't work. So yeah, you're looking for other solutions, and that was what offered me the opportunity to learn about this stuff in more detail. And also, I already saw the thing of, okay, what if I actually solve this myself, and then I can become a coach and help other people? What an amazing thing. This will then allow me to, continue playing football while making an income, while helping people. Amazing, right? And I already had that kind of vision there when I started off, right? But I joined still, like I had so much mental trauma from this knee injury that it didn't help that much to know what I would have to do, because I didn't do it, or I didn't stay consistent with it. Because the biggest thing that I started learning about then, or that I know now, was still missing, because even like after a year of being in the program, I then went to Montenegro with you, I was still really not at the best point with my knee, or like I made progress, right? I saw, okay, this is truth, but personally I didn't progress as much as I wanted to.
Yeah, and your mobility was crazy. Like you progressed in other areas.
Yeah, absolutely. But my knee,
You were scared of your knee.
I was scared. Okay, and it was the mind thing of, okay, I've experienced so much damage here, and I'm doing this, and why is it really working? Why is it working quicker for other people than for me? And why that, like, can I try this again, or maybe this
Why
will
am I
help
so special?
more? What are you saying?
Why am I so special?
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. Like, my knee has to have some special condition that no one's told me about, right? That's why I can't get better, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're in that environment, you see people winning around you, you're gonna keep going. And this is eventually what led me, okay, to meet you as well, okay, in Montenegro, and then you really
Life changing.
giving me that, 100% giving me that kick of like, look, Matt, like what are you doing, dude? Push yourself. Like, I was already, I took someone on for free, right? And I changed their life, literally. This guy's life, he was struggling with pain. He was like, the message he sent me, insane, right? Like this really showed me, okay, like, there is truth. Okay, this really does help people. I was able to help someone with this, but personally, I was still struggling a little bit, right? Not, and to be fair, honestly, not just a little bit, right? Because it gets harder the more you go and the more you see, okay, you're able to help other people, but then yourself, you're still not quite there,
Yeah.
right? And that's why, that was game changing. Meeting you and having your story in person, giving me more confidence to push more here. And I made a lot of knee gains, within 1 month.
We went from 0 kg 4-inch step ups to 6-inch 40 kg step ups or something like that.
Yeah.
And then a month later, or a couple months later, you came to Sheffield with me, and you went from 8 kg split squats, and I saw you pick up those weights, and I was like, 8 kg, 8 kg, and I went and put them back, and I picked up the 15s or something. You just done the 15s. You're like, I was like, how's it feel? Yeah, good. I was like, okay, well, you never know unless you try, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like when you came to Montenegro, there was that thing of the mind, right?
Yeah.
And obviously your issue was going on for so long that's fine as well. Like, it doesn't have to just instantly solve. Like, some people's, like, it does, right? Mine didn't, right? Because screws in my knee, all this kind of stuff, right? But the biggest factor for a lot of people to overcome is that mind, and that's kind of what ATG does. Of like, okay, a little bit more, and you gain more confidence, right? But if you're telling yourself, no, like, my knee is always going to be like this, it is like this. No matter what you do, like, it's always going to stay like that. You're going to find a way to create that reality. So you're not going to go as hard as you can, or this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, right? So sometimes you do need that extra outside push to be like, no, look, try this, and this, and actually do this, and then you've done it, and now look at you freaking rolling, right?
Yeah.
But that 7 years of stuff, of on and off stuff, like, it really, like, plays with your mind, having it go on for so long, because it becomes your reality, and it becomes your life, right? Like, it becomes your comfort zone, and like, you actually kind of prefer being in pain or having bad knees, and like, it's like wow, like, yeah, I'm special, like, I have this, like, this is my reality, and this, because pain isn't nice, no way, but it doesn't mean that it's not, like, comfortable, because it's what you know, like comfort is what you know, right? So by pushing higher and getting out of it, you then, like, expose yourself to uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, uncomfortable situations and uncertainty and doubt and all these things that, if you can have someone take that away, or if you work on your mind yourself and start taking that away, it makes the journey so much easier, right? Like, that's why we're doing what we're doing. We want to giving people hope alone could change someone's lives without even giving them any exercises at all, without giving them any plan, right? That alone could already change someone's life, because then they start looking for a solution themselves, or whatever. Something could happen in their life.
And you can see the people that are going to do the best that come into the coaching, because they are so excited. They are so hyped. They're messaging all the time. They're sending in form videos. They're doing all this. And yeah, you could say like it's what they actually do. But what I believe is it's actually the energy, right? If someone really believes that something's going to, and again, like this comes back to research with placebo effects and stuff like that. Like, there is a massive placebo effect on a bunch of things. But it's not just a placebo effect. It's that when you believe something, you will start to do the things which make that reality come true. Right. So if someone says, oh, yeah, this is going to sort me out. This is like, I'm going to build my ability. Like, amazing. Wow. Like, that's going to start happening. And they're going to do stuff which the other person who believes that it's not going to help wouldn't do because they believe it's going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that push from someone else to say, no, that this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Because someone else's mind can also control your subconscious mind if you're around them loads, if they're speaking this into your brain.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I kind of did with Ben to a certain extent, because I didn't have a coach or whatever, but I was just listening to Ben's YouTube videos over and over, over and over and over, and he's saying it, and it's not like directly to me, but at the same time it is, and it's going into my brain, and I start to believe, it's chilling, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get into your story at some point as well, because this is really beyond our stories, right? I would say, like, the mission we're on, because everything had to happen exactly like it happened for us to now sit here. And that's why I'm saying, like, okay, me going through this trial and error for years and years, and then even going into this and still struggling, like, it all had to happen. It all got me to the point now where I'm much, much more confident that I could help people, because I went through that myself. I tried different stuff. I had the struggles. I know how it feels to struggle. I know how it feels to think you have the solution, but then you still don't quite have it. All these things really add up to us being able to really push that mission, and actually people listening and seeing, okay, like, these guys are not just talking like that. Like, it actually resonates,
And there was a massive shift that I saw in you as well, and it's obviously culminated even more over the last like 6 months or so. But people don't just gain a following for no reason. Before, like, when you started, like, I saw this shift in you. Like, I started saying, like, to other people, I don't know if I said it to you, but like, oh yeah, you're gonna blow up, right? Because I saw something.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you feel like made that difference to be like, no, I need to get this message out, I need to share this? And what do you think was that energy shift which like caused that to actually come into fruition?
Yep. It was two things. I would say it was the build up of, like, your confidence comes with consistency, right? Like, with trust in yourself. If you continuously, you kind of, you can't trust yourself because you keep not doing what you've told yourself you're going to do, then you can't trust yourself, and that confidence, that energy might not be able to build up. But I was staying consistent with the content for half a year, right? And I built up that confidence there of, okay, I can continuously put out these videos, even though, they might not be the best, whatever, I can do it. But what really brought the change after this, consistency period was the environment. Okay. Like, this whole time when I was posting, and, it was a great time, I was really mostly doing it on my own, right? Like, but then 2024 beginning, I joined the Uncommon Brotherhood, right? Freaking roll it. That's the best decision. One of the best decisions I've ever took in my life as well, because that's where I got into the environment of, like, okay, these people, man, they're hungry, right? And I resonated with a lot of people. Keegan's really built something there that changed hundreds of people's lives already, right? And at that time, obviously, I then got closer with you. I got closer with all these other guys, Justin, Evan, that at that time we're all at a similar stage, right? Of, okay, posting content consistently, really wanting to do it, and like, the energy built up. Like, we knew this. The number one thing is the belief we had in what we were sharing. Okay, like, okay, cool. Like, this, what we're sharing here, like, this can change the game, right? And we've experienced it ourselves. Like, at that point, the thing that gave me the confidence to post and tell people, look, do this and this, this will help, even though I hadn't had the results myself to the extent I wanted, was because I actually started helping people already. I was literally seeing results coming in, right? And that's why, like, cool. If you're one step ahead of people, don't be afraid to help them if you know you can help them, right? And it's like what happened after, like, it's just crazy. One after the other, like, blew up, and people started really resonating with that message that we had. It was an amazing time. I think, as I said, the number one thing is the environment that changed. Okay, like the environment of, okay, cool, we're doing this, and this message needs to be heard, and we're building something out of this.
Yeah, yeah, and then it takes us to kind of the culmination of Bulletproof Ballers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of where we're at. So again, like you said, like we got close. You started blowing up, I started blowing up. So all good stuff, right? What has this change of joining together and creating Bulletproof Ballers done for you?
It's been massive. Like, I don't think, if this wasn't gonna happen, I don't know what I would be doing. I would probably still be doing good stuff, but Bulletproof Ballers and being able to do this with you, and then this amazing team that we have as well.
The boys.
It's I can't lie. It's the perfect thing. Like, I feel so blessed. It's a perfect thing that could have happened. There couldn't be anything better than that. And the reason why that is really, okay, one, the people that we have, okay, behind Bulletproof Ballers. Second is the bigger mission that we have, right? It really goes beyond, okay, we're having a great team, we're having a great time together, we're rolling, we're good friends. It goes beyond this, and that's a freaking beautiful vision of, okay, like, what can we actually do with this, right? Like, it's not been too long since we started with Bulletproof Ballers, okay? Like, we're coming along, soon it's gonna be, like, I think we officially launched it in Cyprus last year, right? And
December.
It's not even been a year, right? And
it's been 6 months.
Yes, it's been a little bit more than 6 months. And really, the way this changed my life is in ways I can't really, like, describe, because it's normal to me now, but at the same time, I still wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm freaking, like, I'm working with this professional guy here, like, I'm going and filming content, and I get the support, not just from you guys, but also from the followers that support you on this journey. And making Ballers bulletproof again, like, that just sounds so dope as well. Like, what are we saying?
Yeah, and when we say, like, making Ballers bulletproof again, like, your ability now, like, your quads are freaking, like, size of, like, when we say messy BMOs, like, that's the goal. Like, you're ahead of me on that. Like, they're freaking size of rolling balls, right? And the fact that you can smash out the reverse Nordics, that you're hitting the 80 kg step ups from like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, like, you weren't doing 0 kg. And then all of these abilities, jumping off the goals and stuff like that, like, it all comes together, right? It's this massive culmination of the Bulletproof Health, Bulletproof Mind, Bulletproof Body. And, like, it doesn't seem like you're slowing down anytime soon, right?
Oh no. Like, this is only the beginning. Like, man, if I'm telling you, like, there's really nothing holding me back on this mission, right? Yeah. Like, this is, as I said, like, I'm blessed. I'm in a position where, like, 2 years ago, I couldn't imagine being here, but I had the vision. Like, and that's the most important thing. I remember, like, coming out of the military, and a couple of weeks later or so, I recorded a video. Maybe at some point I will publish it, whatever. No one knows if this video or, like, seen it, but I, like, basically spoke to my future self, and
Mr. Beast.
Like, literally, yeah. And yeah, I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna keep going, and I don't think like, as I said, prime athletically is gonna be at 30. So keep an eye out for for that one. And yeah, like, just in terms of Bulletproof Ballers, the mission is really to give hope and inspiration. And the better I get, the more I develop myself, the more I can inspire people, the more I can give hope, the more people will see, okay, this guy, yeah, he's an example of what he's doing, right? That's the reason I really trusted Ben, and I kept going and I did this thing because I trusted him, because he was a perfect example of what he was preaching, right? And that's where I really do want to get, right? To some extent, yeah, I have these amazing abilities already, but I know I can do much more, much more. So yeah, that's the direction we're going in.
Yeah, and where are you at with football?
Yeah, football, man. That's honestly, recently I've been thinking about it. Like now, I'm really hyped to like, because for a long period of time, my mind was on, yeah, fixing my knee a lot. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about football too much, because I had already made peace with, okay, like I'm not like that. That's another thing, right? When I stopped playing football, obviously you have and like you know, at that, when I stopped playing football in this summer, I don't know why, but I still changed clubs, and I thought after 3 months I'll be back playing, right? But that never happened. Like after a year, I wasn't back playing, and you can imagine throughout that time, people ask you, "Why are you not back? Like, what's going on? What?" But I had made peace with the fact that I will not return back to football until I'm stronger than ever and more protected than ever, and I actually feel like if I go back now, like it's gonna be amazing. Okay,
I think you're
so
there. Like you're there.
yeah, and now this year is really where this has come to me in terms of, okay, you've played there, you've done this, like you're playing football, and you feel better than ever, right? You feel like, honestly, I feel much stronger as well. Like
Yeah.
I was always more on the skinny side, the weaker side.
Your shot power now is pretty nuts. But
Yeah,
like, that comes like Roberto Carlos quads.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna be, yeah. That's a good one as well. So with football now, the goal is really to keep working on the athletic ability, right? In terms of bulletproofing, okay, bulletproofing really never stops, right? You define your term bulletproofing. You define how bulletproof you wanna become, right? If bulletproof to you means, being able to walk down the stairs pain free, being able to balance, you're 80 years old, that might be bulletproof enough for you, right? But like for me, with what I want to do, that's something I will still push over the next 2 years. That's going to be the big focus. One and a half, 2 years. That's going to be big focus, along with playing football, obviously, because every time I go into the pitch, I'm dribbling, I'm shooting, like it just feels amazing, right? Like
You're gonna find a team this year, or you're gonna still stick to our plan where we're just gonna build the body and then.
yeah, I'm kind of more excited about that one to a certain extent of building even more now. And no, I know I still have weaknesses, right? And I still have so much to improve on. So that, sorry?
It's just so fun to keep like hitting the ATG numbers and then seeing, oh my god, like look at this progression. I'm here from here.
Yeah.
And, like, football definitely needs to be there at the same time,
Yeah.
like with the skill, and like I'm gonna personally do 5-side this year and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But like, if I can get my freaking like snatch up, if I can keep going like my 80 split squats all the way up, my squats up, all of this stuff, and then keep the skill on top when I go back, wow. People are going to be like, this is freaking nuts. He's a monster. I cannot handle this man.
Yeah, that's the goal, and we are in the position where we can really do that. Right? We've created this position, and that's what we want to kind of make others realize as well. Look, like if you're taking 1 year off and you're following the bulletproof blueprint, or you're doing great stuff, right? Like you're coming back, and people will see, okay, man, like what's going on there? Like that's the goal. Like this whole saying of coming back stronger with injuries. Like, to be honest, like I don't really see it happening in football. People are coming back weaker, re-injuring in the first game with the ACL tears, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Like
5% success rate for ACL tears, by the way.
Crazy. So that's where we're going, and as I said before, if we're the example for that, that's gonna be massive.
And that's the thing as well. Like we have people like Charlie who haven't even taken like long periods of time off of football, and yet they're still making ridiculous freak gains and then going back absolute monsters. Charlie had a couple of knee dislocations. He came to us, he couldn't squat, really. And now he's squatting like arse to grass with 100 kilos on his back. He's doing step-ups with 110 kilos. He's doing all this stuff. He scored like 48 goals in like 27 games this year as semi-pro, like step 5 or something. And this guy's like 20.
Yeah.
So, but in my opinion, in my obviously semi-pro, like you're not like absolutely killing yourself like pro is. Like pro is pretty much playing every day. Semi-pro, maybe 2 training sessions a week and maybe 1 game. If I was him, or if I was like looking to go like to the really high levels, I'd be playing football maybe twice a week, like properly, like maybe 1 training session and 1 thing, and then I'd be doing skill nearly every day. But then I'd just freaking get absolutely crazy on my athletic abilities. So I'd get the tricking in. I'd like build my body ridiculously with all of the stuff we're doing. And then like you're still doing the skills. You're still doing the keepy ups. You're doing the training sessions, doing that kind of stuff. Man, like we can create some absolute monsters. You have to. That's a big thing of the time frame. Like you personally were dealing with this from 14 to like 20.
Yeah. Right.
So realistically, this last couple of years isn't even that long, and look at the progress like you've made.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the first year I didn't make that much progress, but then that's the same thing with everything in life. Like someone could start a business, not make that much progress for a year, and then everything just like skyrockets, and you're like, get this momentum. That's where you're at now. And if you would have given up before and been like, nah, this doesn't work for me, then like I hear all the time, ATG didn't work for me. How long did you do it for? Well, I've done it on and off for about 4 months. So you didn't even understand the ATG, stick with it for a longer period of time. Like this is like we're looking at imagine you in like 5-10 years, not just ability, playing football, the business, all of this stuff. We need to look at it in 5-10 years.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And especially with the injury side of things, the long-term thinking is key, because we know those tissues, right, that had damage, so patella tendon or whatever you're dealing with, ACL, meniscus, those tissues, they can adapt, right? That's really what people need to realize as well, of like, okay, your knee doesn't just have this medical condition that will be there forever, or like you had this ACL tear and you're just not.
Or at the same time, it might, but you can build so much ability around the, like I'm never not going to have screws in my knees. I go down into a deep squat sometimes and there's metal in my knee, so I feel it. However, I can now squat, I can pistol squat half my body weight with that knee. So I've built so much ability in my knee that I don't like. Mother Nature, me using God and Mother Nature has defeated my screws.
Yeah,
metal. See you later.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
What are we saying?
Yeah.
So we're not even claiming that ACLs, meniscus, all this stuff is going to like heal and do all this stuff. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But you can build so much ability in your knee that the demand that you want to put on it.
Absolutely.
Like, what are we saying?
Absolutely. That is so, like, if you think about it in that way, you know these two things, right? You know, okay, the tissues could adapt, but then also you have this term of ability, right? Which is really, in the end, what matters, because ability tells you, okay, you have the ability to jump down, a height double your size. Cool, you have the ability to do that. A pain-free ability, okay, right? Like not something that's going to set you back, something that you can really handle, okay, and that your body can adapt from. That's really it, right? The ability, we're always talking about pain-free ability, right? And progressing that over time, because ability needs to be scaled for every individual, right? Like, but that's the thing. If you have 0.1% of ability, you scale that to a pain-free level, right? With that ability you have, and you progress from there. Amazing. Scale ability. I've read that somewhere. Like it all fits together, right?
Exactly. So if someone, like, you take someone who's had knee dislocations and they get to the point where they can squat arse to grass 100 kg versus someone that had knee dislocations and they never get to the point where they can squat arse to grass 100 kg, there's 2 different levels of ability there. And the person, I believe, with the not being able to squat arse to grass 100 kg is going to have more issues than the guy that can, because he's got less ability. Right?
Yeah.
So like, this has been awesome. Like, there's a lot of learning points from this. Your story is very, very inspiring to everyone, to me. Like, it's great to have you on the team. Like, amazing, right?
Appreciate it.
The main points I would say for takeaways for people is one, that long game when it comes to anything. So yeah, injuries, your injury like they take longer. Two is like it's like doing the right things. So having the right knowledge and all that kind of stuff. And then three, what I've seen is like the mind side of stuff. So
Yeah.
all of our pillars there. So environment, not just that though, but like your energy yourself, like putting the right information in your brain. Like I know you don't even like listen to certain music and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
all of this culminates, right? So I think those are massive things, and yeah, it's inspiring to hear that. I bet a lot of people are going to get a lot of things from this. And yeah, what is next? You hit 100 kg on Instagram. What are the next goals for the socials?
Oh man, just honestly keep growing. Like what I realized is I want to put more focus on YouTube. Right, I recorded the YouTube video yesterday as well, talking about that a little bit. It's
Yeah.
gonna come out probably today. Yeah, if you guys see this podcast, I don't know when that's gonna come out. Maybe we publish it today because it's the you know. But yeah, anyways, like socials, like as you said, like one of the key pillars or like one of the key things is knowledge. Okay, the main difference between us, let's say, and now people watching is the experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so experience, you got to get it yourself, whether that's within a program, whether that's yourself. Knowledge, again, it's yourself. Right? But knowledge is something we can share. Okay, and on YouTube, that's going to be much more powerful because yeah, I keep posting on TikTok, and then people are like, yeah, what's, like, what do I actually gotta do with TikTok? Is a funny place as well, but I just know on YouTube it's gonna be even more powerful. Like if I can hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube,
Wow.
then like I know Bulletproof Ballers is like international, like what we said, like it's already now, but it's gonna have such a bigger impact, right?
Yeah.
Like. So that's a big focus right there. And then, yeah, on Instagram, keep having people, if they do doom scroll, at least scroll on some stuff that is either entertaining from my side, but at the same time educational, right?
Yeah, like, not let brain rot.
yeah, not too much brain rot. And yeah, that's really it, right? Like it's a blessing to be able to use social media like this, right? From you looking at it from that perspective. So I'm gonna keep using it as this tool to reach more people, to give people hope, to educate them, to share the knowledge, and yeah, hopefully change many more people's lives.
There you go. Massive. Clear.
Let's go.
Amazing. Anything else?
Nah, that's it. Thanks for having me on the pod today. It's yeah, man. It's just such a great time. I feel blessed. I'm grateful. And yeah, thanks for everything, man. As you guys know, as you now know, if you listen to this whole thing, Liam played a massive role in everything really I've done over the last year and a half, I would say. So yeah, check him out as well. Like he's gonna hit the 100K next. Like he's freaking rolling. The Bulletproof Baller, the original one. So yeah, that's that's freaking roll.
That's what I'm saying. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Worries.
My balls bulletproof again.
Let's freaking make balls bulletproof again.